Imagine this: you're lying in bed tonight, ready to sleep, but suddenly a thought creeps into your mind. What if tomorrow never comes? What if all the plans, dreams, and promises you've made to yourself are left undone? It's not something we like to think about, but it's a reality we all face. Every single day, over 150,000 people around the world don't make it to tomorrow. Some wake up and go about their day, never realizing it's their last. Now, imagine if you were one of them. What would you regret the most? What would you wish you'd done differently? In this video, we're going to confront this uncomfortable truth head-on, not to scare you, but to wake you up. By the end, you'll see life in a whole new way and learn how to live with purpose, passion, and no regrets. Let's dive in. Let's start with a little math. The average human lifespan is 80 years. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? But let's break it down into days. That's roughly 29,200 days. Still feels manageable, right? Now subtract sleep, about a third of your life, leaving you with just 19,400 days. Subtract the years spent working, commuting, eating, and doing chores, and suddenly, you're left with just a fraction of your life to truly live. Here's where it gets even more shocking. Studies show that by the time you hit 30, you've already lived over 80% of your free time. The rest is often consumed by responsibilities, distractions, and routines. So ask yourself, how are you spending that precious remaining time? Are you living, or are you just existing? Time is the only resource you can never earn back. Money, fame, material things, they all come and go. But time? Once it's gone forever. And the scary part? Most people don't realize this until it's too late. Why do so many of us waste our lives waiting for the right time? It boils down to two things: fear and distraction. Let's start with fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of rejection. These invisible chains hold us back from pursuing our dreams, taking risks, and living boldly. We say, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "I'll wait until I'm ready." But here's the hard truth: tomorrow isn't guaranteed, and you'll never feel 100% ready. Take the story of Sarah, a young woman who dreamed of traveling the world. She always told herself, "I'll go once I've saved enough money." But then she kept waiting, always finding excuses: her job, her bills, her responsibilities. At 32, she was diagnosed with a rare illness and given only 6 months to live. Sarah finally decided to go, but she only managed one trip before her time ran out. She spent years waiting for someday, and that someday never came. And then there's distraction. We live in a world designed to steal our attention. Social media, streaming platforms, endless notifications, all of these keep us busy but not productive. On average, people spend over 2 hours a day on social media alone. That's more than 700 hours a year. Imagine what you could accomplish if you took even half of that time and used it intentionally. So ask yourself, are you letting fear and distraction steal your life? Let's talk about regrets. Bronnie Ware, a palliative care nurse, spent years working with patients in their final days. She asked them one simple question: what do you regret most about your life? Their answers were heartbreakingly similar. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not what others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. I wish I'd let myself be happier. None of them regretted the things society tells us to chase, like money, fame, or status. Instead, they regretted not spending time with loved ones, not pursuing their passions, and not allowing themselves to enjoy life. So here's the question you need to ask yourself: if today was your last day, what would you regret? Is it not telling someone you love them? Not taking that risk? Not starting that dream you've been putting off? Whatever it is, you have the power to change it, starting right now. Now that you understand how precious time is, how do you make the most of it? Here are 5 steps to start living intentionally and without regrets. First, reflect on your priorities. take a moment to write down what truly matters to you. Is it family? Creativity? Adventure? Whatever it is, make sure your daily actions align with those priorities. If you're spending hours on things that don't matter, it's time to adjust. Second, say yes to one scary thing every week. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Every week, commit to doing one thing that scares you. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting, asking someone out, or starting that passion project. Fear fades the moment you take action. Third, set boundaries with distractions. Audit your time. Identify the biggest distractions in your life, whether it's social media, TV, or toxic relationships, and set boundaries. Use tools like screen time trackers, or designate focus hours where you turn everything off and work on what truly matters. Fourth, embrace the power of small steps. Big dreams can feel overwhelming, but progress happens one small step at a time. Want to write a book? Start with 1 page a day. Want to get fit? Start with a 10-minute walk. Small steps compound into big results. Finally, live each day as if it's your last. Every morning, ask yourself, if today were my last day, what would I do? Use that as your guide. This doesn't mean neglecting responsibilities, it means finding ways to bring meaning and joy into even the mundane parts of life. Here's my challenge to you: don't wait for a wake-up call to start living. Don't wait for a tragedy, a diagnosis, or a near-death experience to realize how precious your time is. Start today. Right now. Call that friend. Book that trip. Write that book. Whatever it is you've been putting off, take the first step today. Because the truth is, tomorrow isn't promised. But you have this moment, this beautiful, fleeting moment, to make your life count. If this video resonated with you, don't let the message end here. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe for more content that challenges the way you think and motivates you to take control of your life. Remember, life isn't measured by the number of breaths you take but by the moments that take your breath away. Go out there, live with purpose, and make every moment count. This is your story, make it one worth telling.